Hey guys, we're back for Reflections Radio again, and the topic is the new normal. so, we're never gonna be the same again. There's gonna be a lot of changes in the way we used to live our lives. So, just a comparison with then pre-COVID and post-COVID, or maybe actually now until post-COVID times. So when we do greetings now, we cannot have physical contact anymore, unlike we used to know, beso, hugging, kissing. So just wave or smile, that's it. And also with food and retail, you can no longer dine in. Everything is take out, order there. So there's of course you because it's quarantine, you can only eat with your family or whoever you're staying with at home, right? So you can no longer have this large family dinners or lunch with friends, right? So it's really that's really where there's a change in culture. So also with healthcare, because the disease or the virus is still out there, for those who have lesser concerns, now you could consult your doctors online, right? And for if they really need to see you, it would have to go through a very long process of validation first, because you can't go to the hospital just anytime you want because of the pandemic there. And what else? So of course, again, with the problem in churches, when it comes to religion, practicing your faith. Now we are accustomed to online masses, unlike before. There are already, you could go to the church in malls and or in the church standalone churches, right? But now we have to depend on the internet and other online digital platforms for practicing your faith, such as attending mass. In terms of education, traditional school, you go to school, right? You interact with your teachers, you do group work with your classmates, you maybe need to go to the library, do research, interview people, do a project together and all that. But right now, a lot of parents do not want to send their kids to school, but DepEd is doing a lot of things to address those problems, and even suggesting that they have radio educational programs or even TV educational programs, as well as doing online learning there. So again, well, of course, in terms with work, right? The standard is you go to your office, you interact with your co-workers, and then you meet your clients, you do a project, you present it to your boss. It's all with personal contact, right? But right now, everybody's being accustomed to work from home, so you really need to have internet. And another thing is you have to discipline yourself because you're at home. I mean, you don't have the time to travel already. Your kids are there with you if you have a family, and there's a lot of at home. There's a lot of other chores that you have to do. So again, you need to have a good sense of time management for that. Okay. So science. So with science and research, of course, everything now is ongoing with finding a cure or a vaccine for the virus, for COVID-19. But still, it's a long way to go. So the world has to wait for that. And as of the moment, we have to do with what's the normal things right now to avoid getting sick. With regards to entertainment, of course, now you know that there's no meet and greet, concerts, events, parties, and also no more singers and bands with live concerts. So that's worldwide. And so right now, actually, everyone is doing an online concert, and everyone is fundraising through that platform. But wouldn't it be good if you have the setting for it, so that maybe people would pay for it, if actually you have the lights for it, the background for it, just have it, just have the setup for a real live concert, like how we do it here in MSR, right? Maybe if that's the case, right? You could actually ask people to pay you because you've got the equipment still. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. So again, the economy, with the way things are going, business, it's not gonna be as usual anymore. It's not as feasible as it was with the restrictions, because there's a lot of filtering out of people and where you've been, how things should go through. So we will really feel it that we couldn't do business or work the way we used to there. So what else? Okay. So again, there are actually industries which are barred under the new normal, and so that means even during GCQ, you can't be involved or do things with under these industries. So of course, no gym, fitness studio, and sports facilities. Entertainment-related mass gatherings, so there won't be theater anymore, cinemas, large concerts, festivals, carnivals, convention shows, and of course, pubs and bars. So business-related mass gatherings also, such as trade shows, conferences, conventions, workshops, and retreats. Politically related mass gatherings such as election rallies, polling centers, parades, speeches, and addresses. Well, because of this, they're doing it also with the virtual presser. And sports-related mass gatherings, as we've mentioned, there are no trainings at this time, games, tournaments, and championships. So, of course, no mass gatherings for religion, going to libraries, archives, museums, and anything that would make people flock in one place. It's a no-go. Even gambling and betting activities, except Pogo. Okay. So also travel agencies, tour operators, reservation services. So that's the tourism industry. And of course, activities of membership organizations is also canceled at this time. So yeah. But if actually you would look into it, these businesses, part of the category 4, focus on people's interactions and opportunities to form new connections or establish a network. This was the culture we were so used to pre-COVID times, that we would give up or give anything just to be part of these activities. Most of these industries also were largely predominated by the LGBTQs, Not that I have anything against them in general, yet I do have negative experiences with gays, especially gays coming from the lower classes in our society. So this is culturally specific, based solely on my personal experiences. As I've said in my earlier episodes, I've been in the gym since I was 14 to lose weight because of my scoliosis. So that's when I first encountered gay people. You may wonder now, how can a gay from lower class afford a gym membership? The answer is simple. Being classed in society isn't about money these days. It's about how one thinks. That's what makes them poor. So, of course, I was surprised with the way they behaved. I was caught off guard. I never thought it'd be a sign of my forthcoming tragic dealings with them in business. After graduation, I got into events. There isn't a short supply of gays in the industry. The directors, producers, staff, and sometimes even the talent themselves. Supposedly, I should have no problem in dealing with them, but they mix personal issues with business. Coming up with events and workshops really was their way to get talents that they would invest on as their boy toys until they find a new catch. If you think these gays fight fair, no, they don't. They befriend you but steal your ideas. They snag the talent you have after you've give them training. They spread black propaganda for your event to fail. They terrorize you. They don't want anyone else, most especially a girl like me, to thrive in the business. They are selfish, but dumb people love them. Some parents, also in the lower class, push their sons to have relationships with them, to be able to have a comfortable life. You wouldn't believe that these are mothers, also women. Women demeaning a woman like me who offers dignified work for their sons for the instant grandeur promised by the gays in exchange of their souls. I came to Music Box Timog once. I was at the lowest point, but I was supporting a talent to help me out and had a gig there. I actually saw most of the gays in the industry there. The gays came out for me. In their skit, they put on the spot and talk about my love life. At that time, I really was not in the mood to talk about it, but they pushed it further and it triggered an episode. I once was a media partner of Slimmers World Great Bodies. I was seated at the front together with the gays shouting their heart out and getting hot at the sight of males walking almost bare on stage to flex their muscles. I sat there quiet as I watched them. I had feelings for one of the contestants then. Okay, yeah, Marc Dungo. But I couldn't think of him that way at the moment that I'm actually doing work as Aaron Pinoy editor. I'm not so multitasking, I guess. Okay, gays, you win at that. Gladly, gays still behave at church, but not at cultural activities, even in formal gatherings, such as NCCA's Ani ng Dangal. For some reason, when they are turned on, they can't control themselves, and you just seem to have to give way to them. Of course, they never get their way with me, and that's where the problem starts. You know when you talk to a guy and the answer seems always not straight or ever changing? Beware, because for sure, there's either a manipulative woman or an obsessive gay behind them. Just push the right buttons off that guy, you'll see the terror of the person behind him. It's as if they own that guy I hired. Not only that, the gay also would make me feel as if he controls me. He plays as the villain who attaches strings at both at our backs as he flees the boy, yet make sure I run after them so I get the tainted poor girl he didn't choose you reputation. We're talking about business here, right? So when did ever a shift of genre happened? That's what the doings of the evil gays, of course. Wonder no further. Yet, now that we face this pandemic, where are all the gays? Mom said when she goes out to buy our essentials, she doesn't see gay people. Most are people in their 40s and seniors. It seems that because the kingdoms they conquered closed down on Category 4, then they all seem to be flushed out as well. So, where are all the boy toys of these gays? Back to their families. Where are all the opportunities and connections these gays could give these boys? Non-existent in the new normal. How do the parents feel that these boys they once used to have a comfortable life are now back with them? They are probably pissed. There's no gay available for them to bank on. Only relief packs and cash amelioration from the LGUs, just like everyone else. Yet, all the businesses and activities in Category 4 are all the reasons why we meet new people. Without that, and with everyone just at their homes, whether working or studying online, also observing physical distancing and wearing masks just to buy essentials, how else are we ever to meet new people until a vaccine is discovered? Yet, it is also important to ask that when we had the chance pre-COVID-19, did we take it? If we did we choose the right people? If we did we make it last? Because it seems that my generation and the younger generation, and maybe some of the older generation, didn't choose to connect with the right people. Since most people who go out are from the older generations, it seems that only a few families are independently run by millennials. These millennials comprise the workforce in businesses under Category 4, which are mostly gig-based, meaning no security of tenure, but yes, for a time, it was booming. This reveals how much we choose to spend our time doing non-essential activities and dealing with non-essential people. The people who are there in the non-essential businesses to cope with our problems instead of solving it with the real people in our lives who matter, our family. Yet again, do we know how to choose the right people to be friends or family with? For those who have their own family, do you know how it is to have one? If we form a family with people frequenting the non-essential businesses, don't expect them to be good in the household. For sure, you can have a baby with them. Everyone can. But don't expect you can raise that child through the non-essential gig economy, which is now shut down altogether. On that thought, I'm glad to have the best of Category 4 when I was younger. I mean, somehow, even with all the drama, I was able to hold events, run workshops, attend many events that I covered as an online media publicist. But also, I was wise enough not to have relationships with any of the people I worked with, no matter how they say otherwise. I mean, look, I'm still single, with no strings attached. That's why I was able to invest in my equipment. See? Yeah. And to do a shift in Category 3, which are, video production, sound recording, and music publishing, as MS or multimedia studio. And of course, working from home is no problem to me at all, especially now that the house we live in is legally ours and has been newly renovated. And so, yeah. On a personal note, though, with the happenings with ABS-CBN, well, as I've said, ABS-CBN has been a large part of my life. I mean, maybe also with the rest who have been, who have been been there, watching all their shows as the years go by, as they live their lives, right? But as for me, it's been quite a different, because I've been part of ABS-CBN in their workshops, and also I was a graduate there. I took up my high school there. It was a distance learning at that time, so I was with the other artists, and even now with my work, in line with my work, with this radio setup or the things that I do, it comes from TV. It comes from them. So my roots is, very much with them. And it just really hurts me because of what's happening to them, because of all these gays, what they're doing. I mean, what they have been doing. And now, a company, an owner of a company, the current owner of ABS-CBN, he, just like me, maybe, he, ABS-CBN has been there for a long time, and, it's been a pass down, and then right now, just because of these gays, what they did, not just because of the pandemic that it's shut down, and also for the ABS-CBN to have labor issues because of them. And also, but it's not actually just the gay's fault. It's actually also the parents' fault, and also the fault of the talents, right? Who, didn't even check if it was legal or not. Working for ABS-CBN, as they say, it's ABS-CBN, and now it's ABS-CBN, and those who are working legally who is gonna suffer. It's really unfair there. But for me, maybe this is just the best that I can do. I mean, I know my classmates who are in the industry. I mean, they chose to be on cam, so they are artists, and there are my other classmates in the distance learning center. They also have their own personal lives as well now, so it's good for them. But maybe for me, for somebody who's been very much in the business and very much influenced, basically by by ABS-CBN with in terms of media and everything. I mean, from Corina Sanchez, Ted Filon, Chris Aquino, and those artists who have been my idols when I was growing up. Of course, Nolly De Castro and all that. It's just, for me, I mean, for me, it's very much, the franchise hearing is also coming up next week. So, we all do not know what's gonna happen, right? But I guess, even if people take, whoever, is behind taking ABS-CBN off the air, maybe off the digital scale or whatever, whatever they're doing, with what I'm doing, it's still in me. I mean, all these years, all the practice, all the training, all that I'm trying to impart, I'm the real deal. Like, I'm the one who's, I could really say I'm really came from there, I mean, I studied there, I workshop there, and so on a personal note, I'm still alive. I'm still alive, so I'm still walking and living what ABS-CBN has instilled in me. Now that we are all still in quarantine, it's high time we ask ourselves, are we with all the people we want to be with at this time? I mean, if you're with your toxic family, as in your biological family, then you're doomed. Especially if you're a minor, not unless you report it to Bantay Bata. But if you're an adult and living alone, as long as you're fine with that, then there's no problem. But what if But what about those who are with a partner or with a family? They may with a partner. Are you satisfied with your choice? Is your partner the one you pictured to be with? Are your kids the kids you have in mind? Is your way of life the way you really pictured your dream family to have? I know these are hard questions, but these are the things that we all need to assess ourselves with at this time. The answer to these questions really affect how we all face post-COVID society. I hope you have you also take time to reflect on these things. Have a good one.